The True Power Tournament semifinals are underway, and today we have the second and final match to determine who will be facing off in the finals. And this match is something I'm sure many of us have only dreamed of seeing. Last time we witnessed the first semifinal match pitting supervillain Giovanni against the battle legend Red, which was an absolutely insane clash of titans that went down to the wire and pushed this tournament to its limits. Today we'll be seeing a generational battle of huge proportions as Professor Oak takes on his very own grandson, Blue. Although he's quite secretive about his past, many suspect that Oak is a former champion of the Indigo Plateau, and ironically enough, so is his grandson, so this is sure to be a wild battle. Let's take a look at the team previews to see what each trainer will be working with. Having made it to the semifinals, we know that both trainers have extraordinarily powerful teams. Each of their teams are really balanced as well, and both have a lot of Pokemon that can counter one another quite effectively. Oak's gonna have to take advantage of his Mew and Dragonite if he's to win, whereas Blue is gonna have to pivot effectively around his Tyranitar and take advantage of speed wherever he has it. There's no way to tell who will emerge victorious, so let's head down to the arena to see this clash of generations. It's time, a battle of generations, Blue versus his very own grandfather, Professor Oak. Blue starting off the battle with his Rhyperior, a very bulky choice from him, whereas Oak's going to go in with his Mew, a mythical Pokemon right at the beginning of the battle. This is an interesting start here. We'll have to see what these trainers are planning on doing here. Mew is going for the Stealth Rock here. Now, Blue's team does not deal well with Stealth Rock at all, so that is a good choice for Oak there, whereas Rhyperior is going to go with his own Stealth Rock here. Now, Oak's team does deal a little bit better with Stealth Rock, that is for sure, but both trainers are going to have to find a way to deal with that somehow. Now, Blue is going to withdraw from the Rhyperior here, sending out the Charizard, seeing an opportunity. However, that Charizard is going to get hurt severely by those Stealth Rocks, almost half damage, and now Mew is going for the Will-O-Wisp. What a prediction there from Blue! The Mew went for the Will-O-Wisp on the Rhyperior, would have lowered its attack, but Blue taking advantage, seeing an advantage point where he can switch in that Charizard and Mega Evolve it into Mega Charizard Y. Now we'll have to see what Mega Charizard Y can pull off here against Mew. Mew is of course a very powerful Pokemon, and the sun is going to be out. Charizard going for the Roost here, so healing all of its health that it just lost from the Stealth Rock. That is actually a pretty good play there from Blue, but we'll have to see what this Mew is capable of doing. Going for the Psychic, the Stab Psychic on the Mega Charizard Y, not doing enough to avoid those roosts, so Oak is going to be forced to switch out here into the Arcanine. Now, Arcanine is a relatively good counter, one would imagine, against the Charizard. However, those Stealth Rocks did hurt it quite bad. The Intimidate won't do anything against Mega Charizard Y. Mega Charizard Y is, of course, a special attacker, but here comes the Flamethrower. That is going to be resisted, but it is in the sun, and it does still a huge amount of damage on that Arcanine. Perhaps Oak not expecting that amount of damage, and now going for the Extreme Speed. He will be out-prioritizing the Charizard. Not enough damage to take it out, though. And now Charizard responding with the Air Slash. That should be able to take out the Arcanine, no problem. So Oak perhaps thinking he could get a little bit more off with that Arcanine, but Mega Charizard Y is a force to be reckoned with, and here comes the Dragonite. Getting hurt by this Stealth Rock, definitely, but this is a classic battle here, and Dragonite going for the Extreme Speed, so Blue not able to deal with those priority moves, and the Mega Charizard Y going down, but putting in some work, that is for sure. And now, Oak has almost a full health Dragonite on the field. How will Blue respond to this? Going in with the Tyranitar now. Now, Tyranitar is going to get rid of that sun and start its own Sandstorm. Gets hurt a little bit by Stealth Rock, not too much. It does resist Rock-type moves after all. However, Dragonite is now switching out. Oak deciding to try to deal with this Tyranitar with the Blastoise now. Now, Blastoise is a good choice there. It is a physically defensive Pokemon, and Tyranitar going for the Stone Edge, the Stab Stone Edge here, and it does a good amount of damage in addition to the Sandstorm. Blastoise will not be able to take two of those. So this is an interesting predicament here for Oak. Not a good position to be in. Blastoise otherwise would have been a good choice, but can he get the burn off with the Scald here? Super effective Scald. It does not look like a burn is coming. No burn on the Tyranitar. It was super effective. Oh, and the Stone Edge missed. Blue's second Stone Edge missed the Blastoise. So now Blastoise gets another opportunity to perhaps try and get a burn. Now Tyranitar's special defense is increased by the Sandstorm, but here comes the Rapid Spin from the Blastoise. Oak deciding to go with the Rapid Spin here and get rid of those Stealth Rocks for the rest of his team. It looks like a sacrifice has been made. An interesting play there from Oak. Blastoise going down now. Perhaps Oak has something up his sleeve here, coming in with the Gyarados. Now, the Gyarados won't, of course, get hurt by the Stealth Rocks because there are no Stealth Rocks anymore. That Rapid Spin coming in clutch there. And the Gyarados, actually, its Intimidate ability, lowering the Tyranitar's attack. So Blue will be forced to switch out into his own Gyarados here. Getting hurt by the Stealth Rocks, though, unlike Oak's. But here comes the Intimidate, lowering this Gyarados' attack. But the Dragon Dance coming out with the Gyarados here from Oak. This is unbelievable. This is a wild match so far. So the speed will be raised of this Gyarados. Oak's Gyarados will be faster, but its attack will be basically neutral now because it did get the lower, but then the raise from the Dragon Dance. And Blue's going to switch out again. He's not going to take advantage of that, realizing he's kind of outsped every turn, going back in with this Tyranitar now that it is no longer lowered attack. So the Gyarados is going with the bounce, and predicting the bounce too is Blue. A good switch in there on that Tyranitar, but of course the Sandstorm had one more turn, so it is going to wear out, and now the Tyranitar avoiding the bounce. So we got two clutch misses on either side of the field, and the Stone Edge taking down the Gyarados. Gyarados is officially down. It was a crit. I reckon that would have KO'd anyway, though. And here comes the Venusaur now from Oak. Venusaur is a good counter to Tyranitar. Tyranitar is going to withdraw. Blue is going to withdraw the Tyranitar and go into the Alakazam here, his signature Pokemon. Now, Alakazam can deal very, very effectively with Venusaur, but the Venusaur predicting the switch and going in with the Leech Seed. A good play there from Oak, at least crippling whatever was sent in to begin with. And now Alakazam has to deal with this Venusaur with the Leech Seed. Should be able to do it quite effectively, but no, Oak is going to switch out. What is he going to send in? He's going to send in the Mew, of course, to try and tank that Psychic. Now, if this is a Psychic, yes it is. This Mew will be able to tank it quite well, one would imagine. Yeah, barely doing any damage at all. That Mew is an absolute tank. But one wonders what it has to deal with the Alakazam offensively now. But the Leech Seed is coming in clutch here with a little bit of recovery for the Mew and a little bit of damage on Alakazam. Alakazam slowly being worn down here. But of course, it does have the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball should do a good amount of damage on that Mew. It is super effective. Doesn't take it below half, though. And the Mew has Knockoff. That is key. The Knockoff taking down the Alakazam. Alakazam getting taken down by Mew with the Knockoff. Oh, man, the Focus Sash it had on it, apparently. And now Mew getting a little bit of recovery here. We'll have to see how Blue wants to deal with the Mew. And Tyranitar is a very good choice there. Tyranitar getting hurt by those Stealth Rocks, though. And it's going to restart the Sandstream. So Sandstorm is back on the field. Its special defense will be raised again. But Mew going for the Will-O-Wisp here. A good play there from Oak. Burning the Tyranitar. So Tyranitar's attack will be lowered. And Mew has a lot of health, so it should be able to tank this Crunch pretty well. Yes, it does. Mew surviving the Crunch and the Sandstorm, it looks like. So we'll have to see what Oak wants to do here. It doesn't seem like he has any moves that would be able to KO Tyranitar from this range, even after the burn. Of course, Knockoff would not do that much at all against Tyranitar, so yes, Oak is going to switch out. He's going to switch out the Mew in favor of the Venusaur. Now, Venusaur, again, a good counter for Tyranitar, especially now that it's burned. So that was a good pivot from Mew there. Venusaur tanking that really well, even after the Sandstorm. Not too much damage, perhaps a little bit less than a third. And it does have recovery, whereas Tyranitar is getting edged down every turn by that burn. This is not a good position for Blue here. He's going to switch out into the his own Venusaur. So we've got two Venusaurs here in the Sandstorm. This is a wild situation. And Venusaur on Oak's side is going to go with the Giga Drain, not doing much at all against that Venusaur, of course. So a good switch ultimately from Blue. It all depends where he wants to go from here, though. Both Pokemon getting hurt by that Sandstorm. But of course, Venusaur will have some recovery on Oak's side with the Black Sludge item. Blue's Venusaur apparently does not have the Black Sludge. It'll be interesting to see what item it does have. And Blue's going to send out the Gyarados now. Gyarados getting hurt a lot by that Stealth Rock, actually, being below half now. And the Intimidate, of course, will not do much on Venusaur at all. Venusaur is going to switch out. Oak sending in the Dragonite now. Dragonite coming out on the field against the Gyarados. It all depends what this Gyarados is going for here. And now the Sandstorm buffeting both Pokemon again. This Sandstorm has been brutal for both trainers, really. That's one of the things with Blue's team, is that it doesn't really operate that effectively with Tyranitar, with few exceptions, but actually Blue's going to pull off the switch again here and go into the Rhyperior. Now Rhyperior is a good Pokemon in Sandstorm, that is for sure. Getting hurt a little bit by that Stealth Rock, but now Dragonite is going to go with the Dragon Dance here. That is going to raise its attack and speed substantially. It is going to be quite a threat after this, although Rhyperior is a good counter. But now the Sandstorm has subsided. Rhyperior no longer benefiting from the additional special defense. Not a big factor against Dragonite to begin with. But we'll have to see what unfolds here. Dragonite going for the super effective Earthquake on the Rhyperior. How much will this do? A good amount of damage, not enough though. And now Rhyperior can respawn, but what is this? Oh, it looks like a weakness policy. That's going to raise Rhyperior's attack. That's going to be enough to take the Dragonite out with an Ice Punch, it looks like. That will undoubtedly take that Dragonite out. The weakness policy coming in clutch there. Oak perhaps not anticipating that. Maybe would have survived otherwise. But it is doubtful. Man, oh man, that weakness policy is a scary threat. But now the Venusaur is a great counter to the Rhyperior. But whoa, Oak just double switched into the Mew. What is he thinking? What is going on here? Oh, Blue deciding to withdraw as well. So Oak predicting it into the Venusaur. So Blue, wow, Oak knew that Blue would switch out into the Venusaur, pulling off the double switch, now can take the advantage with the Mew. Are you kidding me? What a play there by Oak, going for the Psychic now on the Venusaur. That should do a huge amount of damage, a good amount of damage, not quite enough though. And it looks like the Venusaur does have a Citrus Berry, so that's the item we were wondering about. Venusaur getting a little bit of recovery there and able to go for the Giga Drain, which will take the Mew out, and he'll get even more recovery after that. So Oak, a genius play there, but of course not anticipating that Citrus Berry perhaps, because the Venusaur is looking to be in an okay position still after all that. Wow, this is truly a battle of titans and genius battlers. And now the growth on Venusaur's side, raising its special attack, that is going to be key here. And Oak's Venusaur are going for growth as well. These two Venusaurs just charging up against each other. But of course, Oak's Venusaur does have the Black Sludge item. Here it comes now with the recovery. Whereas Blue's Venusaur has no more recovery in store for it. But Venusaur is now going to go with the Sludge Bomb on Oak's Venusaur and doing a good amount of damage, actually. A surprising amount of damage. But another Sludge Bomb on the other side, and Blue's Venusaur surviving just barely. That is a key survival there, because it does look to be outspeeding Oak's Venusaur. So now another Sludge Bomb on Oak's Venusaur. Oak's Venusaur surviving just barely and is able to take out Blue's Venusaur. Wow, what a battle that was. And now Oak's Venusaur on the field getting a little bit of recovery, but is very low health. And now Blue sending out Tyranitar. He has 3 very weak Pokemon remaining, and that Stealth Rock actually coming in against that Tyranitar too, doing a decent amount of damage. The Sandstorm will be key here though, because Venusaur is on a timer, and now Tyranitar actually outspeeds and is able to take down the Venusaur. Oak's Venusaur being taken down. The Tyranitar will go down to the burn, which means that Blue has taken the battle 2-0 with 2 very weakened Pokemon. His Gyarados, which would have been, oh my goodness, that Stealth Rock afterwards would have done a lot of damage too, and his Rhyperior being at low health as well. So Oak putting up an amazing fight against his grandson, but the new generation actually coming through with the victory. Blue will be moving to the finals. If you guys enjoyed this battle and are looking forward to the rest of the tournament, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss the next matches. Before we go, I'd like to thank the patrons who are making this tournament possible. If you guys want to help further this series' potential and support it, the link to my Patreon page will be in the description below. That's all for this one. This has been Soul Spectre, and I'll see you guys next time for more True Power.